Yes, my name is Tom Sawyer. I don't want to be no doctor or no lawyer. Fishing by the river, that's the only place to be. I want to be free sitting under a tree, that's me. These are the stories of Tom Sawyer. Me and Unc Finn just playing by the river. Chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be. I want to be free sitting under a tree. That's me!
Me and Huck didn't even hear the steamboat that was coming towards us. I reckon we was too caught up dreaming about what we was gonna do with all that money we'd found in the haunted house. By the time we knowed what was happening, it was too late to do anything. We just had to ride it out. That was a close one.
I thought we was gonna lose us the gold.
That couldn't happen to us, Huck, because we're lucky.
Right.
Yes, sir. Things sure was going our way lately. What with Huck and me finding all that haunted house treasure that Injun Joe had hid. This rowing was making us a mite wearisome, but it was powerful seldom that such good fortune come our way, so we just had to keep going through the night to find a proper hiding place. We realized we needed to be careful, because a body never knows what terrible evil might lurk up the street, round the corner, or behind the next doorway.
Tom!
Mother, I think that we should go to the sheriff's office tomorrow morning and report that Tom is missing.
Tom's been up to so much mischief in this town lately, I'm almost reluctant to ask Sheriff Collins for help.
Well, there ain't nobody out there that I can see. Whoever it was making noise out there, it sure wasn't Tom. He'll turn up, Aunt Polly.
Shouldn't you be going to sleep? It's past your bedtime.
I'm much too worried about Tom to even think about sleeping.
I never did understand that boy, and there were times I thought he'd broken my old heart, but this isn't like all the other times. Tonight I have the feeling that something's dreadfully wrong.
That's exactly how I feel about it, Aunt Polly, and it sure left me with a nagging feeling in the bottom of my stomach.
It sure weighs a ton.
Yeah, here I am.
Where did I put that horse?
You ain't got a horse.
Just a little farther, Huck. We're almost home.
Oh, no, Tom.
Hey, man, you wouldn't want to join us in a little nightcap now, would you? What you got in that bag?
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a horse in that bag, would you? Huh?
Yeah, what's in there? You can
Well,
It's nothing but a load of scrap iron. We collect scrap iron and then bring it over to the foundry.
It's much too late for boys like you to be walking the streets at night. The two of you should be home in bed sleeping.
And likewise, adults shouldn't be out on the streets when they've had too much of the bottle.
Oh, shucks now. We was just horsing around.
horsing around, that's good.
We ain't drunk. We're the most stable guys I know.
Somehow I'm just not in the mood to be looking for a hiding place anymore.
well, Huck, now that you mention it, it might just be better to bring the gold on over to my house tonight. That's it. Yeah.
It's time you went to bed, Sid. It's almost midnight. See?
I guess you're right. I hope Tom shows up.
Good night.
See you in the morning.
Night. Hey, it's Tom! Mary, Aunt Polly, Tom's come back home!
Hi, everybody.
Tom! Do me a favor and fetch the switch, Mary.
Mother, please.
Quickly, Mary. Well, Tom?
I know you're powerful, Mad, and I probably deserve any punishment you want to dole out, but there's something I just gotta show you first.
What's this nonsense?
You make it sound important.
No doubt it's another slimy reptile, or if we're real lucky, a moldy toadstool that's supposed to work magic.
Huck, drag it on inside here and let's show it to him.
Still keeping company with that ruffian? I simply can't imagine what you see in that boy. Everyone knows that Huckleberry Finn is nothing but trouble.
I beg your pardon. Evening.
Tom, are you ever going to show us what's inside that bag or not?
We've already got a lot of explaining to do, so let's just empty her on the table and get on with it, okay?
You have to help. I can't do it alone.
All right.
I'll help.
We're almost there. Just a little bit farther.
Okay.
Now let's pick her up.
I got it.
That's it, yeah.
I got it.
Oh, Lordy, the lengths those boys will go to, just to avoid a whipping.
Ready when you are.
Okay. Here it goes, everybody. How about that?
Oh, wow.
Look at all the money.
Whose gold is it and where did it come
How
from,
about
Tom?
that? It's a long story, Mary, but it all belongs to Huck and me now.
Oh. Mother, these gold coins look like the real thing, and there's so many of them. My goodness, Mother, we have a small fortune on our kitchen table. What are we going to do about it? Mother? Mother? Oh, no. Mother? Oh, dear me. Mother, what's wrong?
Polly, are you all right?
I don't know. Maybe we should get the doctor.
She fainted when she saw the bundle of gold, and I'm just a little dizzy myself.
Get some water. That's what she needs.
Yes, it looks like there's nothing to worry about after all. I think you're right, Sid. Mother was just stunned because she's never seen so much money all in one place like this till now.
Looky here, Aunt Polly. Mary's brung you some nice, cool drinking water.
There.
What? In all the years I'd knowed her, I'd never seen Aunt Polly so affected. Oh, no!
Here.
When we got round to counting up the money, it come to $12,152. Huck and me was as rich as could be, but you sure would never know it to look at 'em. Word got out, and before you could shake a stick, the whole town turned out to watch us claim that pile of gold as our very own.
So what you're telling me is, my Tom is legally entitled to keep half of the gold for himself?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
And Huck will get the other half. Mother, that's the 4th time you've asked Judge Thatcher the same question.
Actually, Mary, that makes 5 times. I just like hearing the answer.
Please move aside,
Yeah.
everybody. Out of the way. Coming through, please. Judge, fetch the Widder Douglas like you asked me.
Show her in.
Judge Thatcher, good morning.
Mrs. Douglas, so good to see you again. Thank you for coming on such short notice.
It's no bother at all.
After you.
I was told you had something of a rather personal nature you wanted to discuss.
Yes, direct and to the point. That's one of the things I so admire about you, Mrs. Douglas. Well, it's my opinion, as well as the judgment of many others, that you are simply the best choice.
The best choice for what, Judge?
The situation calls for a woman who is very sincere, generous, and extremely warm-hearted with impeccable taste and manners.
Judge Thatcher, just whose taffy are you trying to pull? Will you please get on with it and tell me what you have in mind?
Dear madam, would you please consider adopting young Huckleberry Finn and raising the lad as your own son?
Well, I might consider it.
From that day forward, nothing much seemed to be the same no more. All of a sudden, like, we had responsibilities. Huck just might not agree.
Well, that's where you come in, seeing as how you're Huck's very best friend and all. You can persuade him to listen to reason. Huck needs a guardian now, Tom. One who can be trusted to look after all that money.
can't get no rest around here. Hey, it's Tom.
Hi.
And the sheriff. What's going on, Tom?
Huck, I hope you're in the mood, 'cause me and Sheriff Collins have brung you a surprise.
In the mood for what? Don't tell me the sheriff's come to put me in jail. Don't let him put me in jail, Tom.
Of course not. Well, maybe it's the same thing. Huck moved into the Widow Douglas's fancy mansion, and the drafty old treehouse was a thing of the past. He didn't much take to the idea of turning into a gentleman of leisure, but when the sheriff started talking about a home for wayward boys, Huck thought he owed it to himself to give the fancy life at least one good try.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh.
Huck was finding his way around knives and spoons and learning how to dress real proper like.
Hold still, Master Huckleberry. I'm almost done.
And sure enough, it weren't long before Huck was making a considerable effort to do some honest-to-goodness book learning, which was the biggest surprise of all, since Huck hates like the dickens to cipher words and such. But thoughts turn honest in the dark, and when it comes right down to it, some folks just can't be nothing but what they are, and changing just ain't in their blood. Twas a bit later that very same night when something told me Huck was in dire need of my help. Sometimes the body just knows these things and has no choice but to take action, 'cause there's nothing in the world more powerful than friendship.
What's going on?
Huh? Well,
You're not planning to go out now, are you?
Yeah, gotta see Huck.
At this time of night?
Well, Sid, I ain't been able to visit Huck recently. Last time I went over to the Widow Douglas's place, I got told to turn around and get out.
I imagine you got a plan then to bust inside.
That's a secret between Huck and me, and I shouldn't be telling anybody what I'm planning to do tonight, but I sure do feel bad about getting Huck into this mess.
Well, maybe I'm just too sleepy to understand, but whatever's wrong with living right smack dab in the lap of luxury, the Widow Douglas is seeing to it that Huck has anything he wants, right?
I really don't expect you to understand, Sid, but please don't breathe a word of this to Aunt Polly. What I said is between us. Now, mind you, I ain't normally a fear to the dark, but for some strange reason, I was feeling sort of uneasy about going up to the Widow Douglas's big old place on my own so late at night. Well, I sure hope Widow Douglas weren't a light sleeper, 'cause secret signals ain't no good at all if anybody hears them who's not supposed to. By jingo, that house was grand, and I had no idea where Huck's room might be. Yes, sir, I had quite a hunt ahead of me. Meow! Meow!
Huh?
Meow! Meow!
Here I come.
Lordy, seeing Huck walking way up in the air like that almost made me wish we'd never even found that gold, 'cause I was most scared to death, and I was standing with my 2 feet planted firm on the ground. Meow! Watch out! Watch out, Huck! Watch out!
Ah, what do I do now? Golly, I never would have thought being a man of leisure'd be so much work.
Is it really that bad living here with the widow Douglas?
Now, don't get me wrong, Tom, 'cause I ain't meaning to be ungrateful. Mrs. Douglas is nice as could be and treats me like a son, but...
But what?
Well, I just ain't cut out for this way of life. Golly. You don't know what it's like day in and day out. I've got to get up at the same time every morning, wash myself all over with soap and water, and then somebody comes in and combs my hair and puts these fancy clothes on me, including a tie, and makes sure every single darn button is fastened.
Welcome to the club, Hook. That's what being civilized is all about.
Life just ain't much worth living anymore. There's too many blamed rules and regulations, Tom.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Huck. Really, I do.
And I'm not permitted to catch flies with my bare hands no more. My feet get sticky because I gotta wear shoes all day. I'm going crazy having to say please and thank you. Oh, I give up.
I feel right sorry for you, Huck. I sure wish I could help.
Well, if you really mean that, Tom.
Yeah, go on.
I'd appreciate it if you'd take my half of the money. Please take it, Tom.
But why, Huck?
If I'm not rich, I won't need Mrs. Douglas to be my guardian anymore, and maybe then they'll let me go back to being just plain old Huckleberry.
Maybe.
And then, every once in a while, you can give me a couple of coppers so I can get a hold of whatever it is I might want to buy, and that way, you can be twice as rich, Tom.
Impossible. Don't make your mind up so quick, Huck. You just might find that being wealthy ain't so bad after all if you'll only give it a chance to grow on you. You've only been here a week.
Maybe, but it seems almost a lifetime. Even longer. Oh.
Cheer up, 'cause things could be a whole lot worse.
Oh, no, they couldn't. I gotta go to school, too. The widow says so her own self.
Whoa, that's right. Tomorrow's the first day of the brand new school year.
But I don't want to go to school, Tom.
Believe me, I understand.
It ain't fair, Tom. She's forcing me against my will.
I never have figured out what good it does to sit in a classroom all day long, Huck. Seems like a form of punishment, if you ask me. But this old world is chock full of things I don't understand. Kinda like the horizon, the vacation that stretches ahead at the beginning of each summer seems like it'll go on forever. But the days pass by, and before you know it, June, July, and August are only a memory.
Tom! You better not be late your first day back to school.
Tom doesn't need an alarm clock with Aunt Polly around.
Don't pretend you're still sleeping, Tom. You're not getting away with anything.
Oh, Aunt Polly.
Tom!
Oh, it's my nose!
Bye! Sorry, Caesar, you can't come with me. School begins today. Bye!
Bye, Dad.
Bye, son.
Good morning there, Amy.
Hello, Joe.
Goodbye.
Whoa.
Isn't it about time you start eating breakfast with your eyes open?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. I'll clean up the mess.
Where's Mary, I wonder?
Good morning, Mother.
Didn't you say last night that Mr. O'Connor was due to get here today?
Yes, he's coming this afternoon. Bye.
Give him my regards, all right?
Hey, did I just hear you mention Mr. O'Connor, Aunt Polly?
Yes, that's right, Tom.
Well, that wouldn't happen to be my friend Arthur O'Connor, would it?
Of course it is.
Well, that's bully.
Yes, he'll be coming back to town today.
Well, then how come nobody told me about
It's
it?
understandable. Don't forget that Mr. O'Connor is coming back to see Mary and not you.
I know he's sweet on her. I still think one of you could have told me.
I'll go along with you. Now, enough lollygagging, Tom. You'll be late for school.
Yeah, all right. Shucks. Why is school such a pain? Of course, the worst part of going back to school was knowing I'd have to face cranky old Mr. Dobbins every single day. But I'd also be seeing all my good friends, so I reckon everything evens out in the end.
I'm so pleased to meet all of you. My name is Miss Natalie Rose, and I'll be your new school teacher. I've looked forward to this day for some time now, and I know we'll all get along quite famously, won't we? My predecessor, Mr. Dobbins, set some very high standards, and I'm only hoping that I may live up to them.
Hello. Mr. Dobbins, I didn't mean to be so late, but suppose I must have come to the wrong classroom. Bye.
Yes, this is the right classroom, all right, and you must be Tom Sawyer. The schoolmaster has told me all about you.
And who are you?
Can't say that I blame you for being so confused, but I guess you just didn't expect to see a brand new teacher up at the head of the class, right? Pleased to meet you. My name is Miss Rose.
Good morning. Of course, this was Huck's first day of school, too. And I do mean first day of school. Ever.
Hey, look who's coming, everyone. Huck Finn, the rich boy.
Come along, Huckleberry, and remember your posture. Oh, don't dawdle now.
I'm very sorry, but the doctor's office opens at 10 o'clock. Arthur! Oh, I
Mary.
missed you!
There, now, class, these are the problems for our first mathematics test. Please get your slates out, put them on your desks, and we'll begin in a moment.
Miss Rose?
Yes, Tom?
Giving us an examination on the first day that we're back to the classroom and all just ain't fair.
Well, if I'm to properly teach this class for the next year, Tom, I must have some way of judging your level of ability.
I ain't much good at arithmetic, Tom.
Well, that makes two of us.
Quiet. Quiet. Please settle down, everyone, and prepare to take your examination.
I sure hope school ain't like this every day.
Huck, it's one humiliating day after another, and it's about time we show the new teacher who's boss.
Tom, would you rather spend some time standing alone in the corner?
Reckon not.
That's it. School ain't for me. I'm getting out of here.
Well, I guess some things never change. Whether it's Miss Rose or Mr. Dobbins, teachers is teachers and school is school. Best as I can recall, I was having to get up and go off to school when I first began this whole story of mine. So I guess it's only right that school is where it should end. But I'd like to think I left my mark and made some special friends. Of course, no one was more special than my old running buddy Huck.
Oh, Tom.
We sure did have some great adventures. Even though they didn't seem so great at the time, you gotta admit they were exciting. And somehow, things always managed to turn out just fine. But when I think back on it, it's the fun times we had that I remember most of all. Yup, I guess I have to say I'm one lucky fella, leading the life I do. And I'm just glad I've been able to share my adventures with you. Oh, and don't worry none about Huck. He went on to have all sorts of good times, but well, that's a whole nother story.